Hello everyone, this is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. Excuse the lighting here at the moment. We're heading into the Easter weekend here in Australia, and my family is at home, and so I'm reading from here. Not fantastic lighting, but I think that it should be enough to do this reading. I want to do a prelude to the Mueller report. I've been reading all your comments. I've also been following what I can of the news. I've just been away and I've come home. And of course, there are now media reports really coming out now and saying, accusing Barr of a presidential cover-up. He's done that in the past. He appears to be doing this again. Now, as we know, in a reading that I did a few weeks ago, when we asked the question, had Barr been discussing the Mueller report with the White House, it indicated that he had. And of course, we find out now that indeed there have been those discussions back and forth to formulate a strategy in front of its release. Now, my impressions are telling me two things. Be prepared for the spin. We've already seen a bit of it. I watched maybe a minute of Ivanka Trump talking about nothing to see here, and I thought, chip off the old block. As we say in Australia, the apple didn't fall far from that tree. I've also been following what the Democrats are saying as well, and the mood is actually starting to become quite almost like a tinderbox. So Barr, as you know, has scheduled a press conference in front of Congress receiving that report. So I feel that there is something there in the report that they are quite worried about. I feel that my impressions are that they are spinning this, and that Barr quite out and out has or is and has been engaging in trying to cover up as much as he can for this president. So let's have a look at what the cards have got to say around what William Barr is doing. So that's the first thing. I feel that there'll be more of this presidential cover-up, or my impressions of what I perceive as a presidential cover-up, Barr covering up for Trump. The second thing that I feel is that the report will be heavily redacted. However, the third thing I feel is that there's going to be enough there for quite a lot of damage to be done. So let's start with the first question. Let's just have an open look at William Barr. No holds barred, so to speak. Is he engaging in a presidential cover-up for Donald Trump and over the Mueller report? He's done this before. He's brought forward selective summaries, found out later to have, held back critical information from those summaries, so we can expect more of the same. What do we need to know about Barr? Is he covering up for Donald Trump? Is he covering up William Barr for Donald Trump? I feel that the redactions also will be a cover-up, and I feel that the parts that he will redact will be almost, it's going to take a long time to sort it out, because they will fall back on grand jury, what the grand jury heard. They will fall back on the Roger Stone trial. And unless there's a full copy of the report, then who would know how far he's gone in the redaction? So my feeling is that the redaction, he'll take redactions a little bit further than what they actually need to go. But let's have a look where we are at now. Is he engaged in a presidential cover-up? The signifier card is hope here. Now, this is an interesting card because it's a double-edged sword. He is both providing the president and those around him with hope, but there is also hope in the Mueller report as well. I'll just bring the laptop down and make sure we've got the light there so that you can actually see the cards quite well. Okay, so we've got the hope as the signifier card. Yeah. Okay, so what is Barr's challenge? Of course, is what's actually in the Mueller report. It is, it is going to really be anxiety, the night of the long knives, if you like, for Donald Trump. It's also for us. It's the same. So I feel that we are mirror images here, two sides of the same coin in a way. One trying to cover up, the other trying to bring to light what is in the Mueller report. The foundation of the reading, though, is that Barr is very isolated in this question. It's also, again, I'm getting this being drawn whenever I read for Barr. I do, okay, before I go any further. There is no doubt in my mind that William Barr is engaged in a cover-up, but we'll let the cards keep going. But there is whenever I read, I do feel that he's duplicit. Let's just put it that way. My feeling, my impression, my clairvoyant, my psychic impression, my intuition is telling me he is duplicit, which is why it's so hard to get a read on him. One of my viewers actually came forward and said, when acknowledging the difficulty in the duplicity, and said, well, that's exactly what weasels do. Okay, so let's keep going with the reading. Barr, is he engaged in a presidential cover-up? Okay, so we've got the isolation card, the introspection, and someone who is isolated. I do feel that Barr is not winning himself any friends other than Donald Trump here. Now, disappointment, trying to cover up the disappointment. I feel that when the Mueller report was known to, I guess, what might have been the implications for Trump in those meetings between the DOJ and the White House, there is this real, I guess, back against the wall and disappointment. This is also some kind of offer here in the past as well. And again, I get drawn to the fact that, was Trump offered something in the past and has dug in. Now, is Barr engaged in a cover-up? This card is what is in the sky, what's hanging over the entire reading, what is the potential? The potential of the present is that he is supporting, gathering with others to support the president. Now, the immediate future, again, Barr. This is Barr coming forward as the King of Cups, supporting a president. Yet again, covering, well, my impressions are, potentially covering up for a president. This is a presidential cover-up. Now, the situation at the moment, they are insecure. Trump, the Trump camp, those around Trump, even William Barr, there is an insecurity here. Why? If there was nothing in the Mueller report, why are they so insecure? The environment around, it is around the loans and debts. Okay, so whatever's in that, and again I come back to the money. This is borrowings. This is also giving and receiving help. While the collusion may not have been proven, I feel that there is enough there. Now, I think Mueller used the words tacit agreement was needed. I feel the report is going to stop short of actually. I think what's going to, well, we'll read on that next, but I feel that what's in there is going to be alluding to collusion, and there's going to be enough information there to show that there was this joined up, shall we say, approach between the Russians and the Trump campaign. And of course, Trump then foolishly tried to cover it up. Right, hopes and fears, justice. Justice, we are fearing justice will not be done. I don't think there's any need to fear that, but anyway. So we've got the outcome here is balance. Now, I asked, was he engaged in a presidential cover-up? He's trying to balance the scales here tilt them so that it's not going to be so damning for Donald Trump. This is also negotiations as well. The temperance card comes, as I said, he had this before a few weeks ago in the reading. And basically he's just trying to balance, he is trying to balance a very damning situation for Donald Trump. Now that's a very polite way of saying he's engaged in a presidential cover-up. Now the Hierophant here, this is the government card, but it's also faith in some respects as well. And I do feel that that he is using his position as Attorney General, which is supposed to be reasonably independent, as much as Donald Trump's cabinet heads are independent, but I particularly for an Attorney General, this is the courts and the law. And he's trying to balance the situation so that it won't be so damning for Donald Trump. And he's using his position in the government to do it. However, we've got the Ace of Wands here, and I do feel this is inspiration, and it's also the kind of inspiration that new beginnings are founded upon. I do not feel that this Ace of Wands is for Donald Trump. I feel that in some way there's going to be enough information in that Mueller report to actually, I do believe, the talks of impeachment will grow into a din. Let's just say that. Now, what is hidden from our view is the King of Wands. Who is the King of Wands? Usually in my deck it's Mueller, but I do feel that this is the... I feel it's the law, okay? I feel that what is hidden from our view is that the law will prevail. We fear that justice won't be done, but I do feel that the law is going to ensure that justice will be done in this case. What is in that report is going to be so strong that Barr at best is just trying to make a bad situation less damning, I guess. But at the end of the day, the full Mueller report will eventually come out. Now, I do feel, I said earlier in this prelude to the Mueller report reading, I did say that I felt that he will take those redactions. Now, this will be highly sophisticated work that he is or has been engaged in. What's he banking on? He's banking on, well, I do believe in hindsight that summary that he released, had there not been such an outcry, I do feel if he could have gotten away with bringing forward a summary, which is his modus operandi, he would not have brought forward the full Mueller report. And I'm going to ask that because I think we need to put to bed once and for all that Barr is, not biased and doing following, well, I'm not saying he's stepping outside the law, but he's also using the law, to potentially cover up for this president. Whatever means he can at his disposal. Would he, if there had not been such a hue and a cry, would he have left it at just that summary if he could have? Would he have left that summary, let that summary stand for as long as he could? Just one card here. Oh, yes. Okay, so this is the card of putting obstacles and challenges in someone's way. And I think that this is the environment that the GOP is, I guess, encouraging in the Congress. This is making it as difficult as possible for the House to get hold of the full Mueller report. Now, the redactions. What are we going to see? What do we need to... Let's just have a good shuffle and we'll see what we need to see with those redactions. I do feel that he will take it as far as he possibly can. I mean, you know, either way, either they'll get Mueller on the stand, or eventually the full Mueller report will be known one way or another. So I do feel that the spin that they're engaged in, the trying to rig the public environment so that it's less damning for the president. This trying to balance things so that I guess some of his base. I mean, you know, within the Ivanka Trump interview, she was already saying the Mueller report found no collusion and exonerated him from you know, that kind of line. So there'll be more of that tomorrow. So let's have a look. Okay, will he over-redact the report? Will he go too far in the redactions? Will he try to hide as much as the law will allow him, and then perhaps stretching that law as far as it can go? Will he try and redact and hide information behind redactions? I'm just hearing, of course. Okay, so he's going to be trying to, and this is the card that came up in the last question, didn't it? This, the selective summary that he produced, it'll be more of the same. Okay, why are we not surprised? More of the same. He will go as far as he can. However, he's challenged by the world here, endings and beginnings, and also the eyes of the world are on Barr. Now, when he did this in the past, there was no social media, or if there was, it was not at its height. The actual information flow that is the internet now, that is the modern day 2019 internet, probably is the challenge here for Barr in trying to put those obstacles. We all know within about 5 minutes of the obstacle he puts forward, we all know that he's trying to do that. He's challenged by that. The foundation of the reading is justice here. Justice. I want to stop for a minute and talk about justice for just a little while. Justice occurs when something is taken from someone else in some way. This card has appeared in this reading because what it's, I guess, alluding to, pointing to, is that in over-redacting that report, he is taking the truth. He is taking justice from, I guess, America and the world in not allowing that truth to come out. That is the foundation of the reading. We asked if he would over-redact. Now, the Fool card in the past, he was brought in there to finalise the Mueller investigation and to, I won't say shut it down, but we could use that language. Some people could use that language, couldn't they? We don't know what pressure William Barr put on Mueller when Barr took over, when he became Attorney General. We don't know that yet. History will show us that, though. But he was brought in there to give new beginnings. Now, what is the potential of the present? What's actually in the sky? This could happen. The Six of Swords, as some of my viewers will know, and those viewers that are pulling cards as well often get this card for Trump. This is moving on, and I do feel that it doesn't matter. It's sitting right atop. If you look at these cards, you've got the Six of Swords moving on to more favourable environments. There is an aspect of a hard passage, a difficult passage which has been endured, but in some way we are able to cross to safer harbours. If you look at what's in this spread here, we've got the world here, endings and beginnings, and we have Lady Justice turning up right in the middle of this reading. Now, there is a full moon tomorrow. In Australia, it is Thursday night. Tomorrow, when the Mueller report is released, it will be Friday here in Australia. We have a full moon, I think, in Libra, which is the Justice card. It is the astrological sign that we associate with the Justice card. So, what the point I'm making, that it doesn't matter how much Barr tries to redact, how much spin they try to put on it, the truth will eventually come out, because the truth is the truth. The evidence is the evidence. Right. Robert Mueller, of course, the truth is the truth, the evidence is the evidence, is in the immediate future. Now, this tells me a couple of things. He's sitting right next to the World card. This tells me a couple of things. It tells me that there will be enough, and I have always felt the reaction to the Mueller report, even before it's been published, has been so strong from Trump. Now, I do feel we got that card. I do feel that Barr, if he could have gotten away with the summary saying Trump was exonerated, we call it in Australia trying to pull a Swiftie, he would have gone that far. Now, it changed with the outcry. And Trump went from saying I'm exonerated to again saying the Mueller probe was a witch hunt, 12 angry Democrats, etc., etc. All of that aside, we can expect more of that tomorrow and the next day and over Easter. However, the evidence that Mueller's gathered will be strong enough, despite the redactions, to, I think, begin these talks of impeachment. Now, the situation at the moment, this card came up in our first question. Loans and debts, okay? Giving and receiving help. Collusion. While Mueller said he could not prove beyond, I think, the reasonable doubt, a tacit agreement to collude, there will be enough in that report to establish the giving and receiving help. Now, this particular card is a pentacle. So I do feel that there is going to be something in the report that alludes to Trump's business relationships with Russia and potentially business donations, even if it's just linking to those offshoot investigations. There is something in that report that while it doesn't find beyond a reasonable doubt that there was a tacit agreement to collude, it will speak of collusion. It will speak about the conditions that lead to collusion. It will cast a doubt around, if Trump had have been not the president of the US, if this had have been anyone else, there would have been, I guess, an investigation, a charge made, and then Trump, who, if he hadn't have been the president, would have to defend himself from prosecution, and that way you would move toward beyond a reasonable doubt and the proof of the charge. But that's not the case here, is it? Now, obstruction of justice. That will be the next thing that we will speak about, because I feel that there's going to be something substantial in there, even though it didn't prove collusion. There is still going to be something there around collusion. Now, the environment around is, I do believe this is Nancy Pelosi. Now, she's come into this reading in the environment around the report. The hopes and fears. This card came up in the last question as well, that there's going to be some kind of collaboration to withhold the information, but likewise that the Democrats are going to be able to come together, because this card is so near what I feel is Nancy Pelosi and the House. I do feel that we are hoping that there is going to be enough clout, if you like, for them to really piece through this cover up and get to the truth. Finally, there is that what is in the Mueller report is going to be, and this is the card. I did a short reading earlier on today about what was in the Mueller report, and I did get the Empress here. I used another deck. I've actually got a couple of new decks, but I'll talk about them at a later stage. That's just, housekeeping really. But this card, suffice to say, that in relation to what was in the Mueller report, I got the Empress card. This is the card of abundance. It's the card that's telling me that there is going to be such a wealth of damning information there that this is why they are trying so hard to execute a presidential cover-up. In another respect too, the Empress is often my card for Russia. So let's pull a couple of clarifying cards. The Ten of Pentacles would suggest that there is going to be strong enough evidence in there. It's to satisfy us, really. I'm feeling stalled his presidency at this particular time. I do feel that there will be talk of impeachment. What is hidden from our view is the Page of Pentacles. This is money news here. So we might not get. We understand. We know. We've been reading on this for so long. We know the money news. We might not get that in the report, but there may be links to these offshoot investigations in there. I'm hoping, but this is hidden from our view. But I do feel that there will certainly be something to come forward around the giving and the receiving of help and the loans and debts. So in order to establish that help was given and received, then there could be some kind of link or thread through to the Trump organization and Trump's business dealings with Russia. I haven't asked about donations, but I will. Let's ask. Lady Justice turning up in that spread was brilliant, wasn't it? Let's ask if it's going to contain anything around the donations via the NRA to the Trump campaign from Russia. Because that was a pentacle card, strictly speaking, it's loans and debts. Before we go there, let's just ask about obstruction of justice. Because, as you know, Mueller didn't exonerate Trump. Okay, let's have a look at... My feeling is, Trump so obviously did this in the sackings that that's probably going to be quite damning in the report for him. Obstruction of justice. What will the report bring out on obstruction of justice? What will the report bring out on obstruction of justice? Mueller report, obstruction of justice. Okay, so, goddamn. Okay, the Tower. It is going to be damning on obstruction of justice. Okay, so we're going to get the look at collusion, but when we get to obstruction of justice, it is going to be damning. This is what I feel will begin the impeachment talks. Rather exciting, isn't it? The Ten of Pentacles, the Trump organization, the Trump family, obstruction of justice. To protect whom? Obstruction of justice. To protect someone in the Trump family. To protect Don Jr. Wow. Okay, let's just keep going. The foundation of the reading The sword, the Knight of Swords, the truth coming out is the foundation of the reading. The obstruction of justice here. In the past, restriction. Keeping someone potentially out of prison here. The Eight of Swords, restriction. Why did he obstruct? Restriction. Okay, now the potential of the present here is the Two of Cups. This is partnerships. Okay, this is this is commies sacking. This is also Manafort, witness tampering, things like that. Forming partnerships. I feel the Manafort is going to be coming through in the report as well. The Three of Wands, why the obstruction? This again is my card of commerce and expansion. This generally is also pointing to Russia. The situation at the moment, whatever's in the report around obstruction of justice, is going to be where the hope will reside to end this presidency. The environment around Barr trying to balance all of this, so that it will not affect Trump in that way. Oh, well, William Barr's just earned himself a place in the history books, hasn't he? Hopes and fears, hoping that this will lead to the removal of the president. The actual outcome, the Chariot card, things coming forward very strongly and very quickly. Hold on to your hats. It's going to be a wild ride. The clarifying cards, don't doubt it. Strength and endurance. Hold on. It's going to get rough. There could be a period where, this is the Two of Wands, waiting for results. There could be a period where the spin will be so great that there will be digging, there will be the analysis, there will be pulling the reports apart, there will be the Democrats subpoenaing either the full report or Mueller, okay? It's all going to unfold and it's going to be wild. So, when I say wild, it could get rough. So, what is hidden from our view? Okay. When you're hearing the press conference, when you're listening to Trump spin it the way that he wants, this is the Queen of Wands. What is hidden from our view, it is those in Congress. It's also using what you know, what your intuition is telling you, so not getting sucked into this kind of spin that they're going to be laying on thick over the next few days. This is also someone who uses their third eye with quite a lot of ability. Again, so use your own intuition and really remember that there are processes now to go through to get that full report, to subpoena Mueller to the stand, to get beyond Barr. There could be a period of waiting. But I do feel that the obstruction of justice is going to come through quite strongly there. And I do feel that the collusion is going to be spoken about in that report. While it couldn't be absolutely beyond reasonable doubt proven, there's going to be so much in there on collusion that it's going to, All right. All right, okay. Let's just see if we can get into predictive mode and have a look at is Trump going to be able to talk his way out of this through it? Are the Republicans, is that subversive, my impressions of that subversive AG, are they all going to be able to talk their way through it? What do we need to hear? Let's give it a good shuffle. This is an important question. I will come back on and read once the Mueller report has been released, and we'll look at the new emerging information there. But for the moment, this is a prelude for you. So, will Donald Trump and his minions and his supporters be able to talk their way around or through what is coming forward in the Mueller report? I'm just getting no, and I'm also getting the sword. I'm getting Mueller, actually. I'm getting Mueller. Yeah, I'm also getting the Hermit, so there's an element that there will be isolated when they are compared or seen in conjunction with the Mueller report. Okay, let's see. Will they be able to talk their way through? All right, the Queen of Cups here. Now, this is somebody who comes across as being supportive and being compassionate, but as you know, this is the Queen that has a lot to be revealed in her cup. Okay, she is being challenged by the Ten of Cups. Okay, this is the families. This is the, I always say, the average citizen. This is you and me and the person next to us. This came up so much before the midterms. The people in the suburbs, the people in the houses, just like us tonight. There's a challenge, which tells me that that Queen will have to give up her information. At the end of the day, she will. She will have no choice. Here we go. The Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth. Past. Okay, so this is speaking to me of the hard work. This is what Mueller has done in the past. This is also reunions with the past as well. That's telling me, try as they might, they won't convince the majority. They won't convince the majority of their innocence. The potential of the present, what's in the sky, what's hanging over this is a disappointment in the harvest. They will be reevaluating as the time goes on. They'll be adjusting their spin. The immediate future. There's something about the way that they present now which is so Ivanka Trumpish, isn't it? It's the card of luxury, wealth, etc. Money, money, money. Them at the moment, they are battle weary. This isn't the card of a winner. This is the card of someone who's been on the field for quite some time and is pretty tired in this fight. The environment around the Mueller report, the strength of the Mueller report, the hopes and the fears, they're fearing. I feel that whenever you have fear and desperation, you have that. Now, we're moving into a full moon tomorrow in Libra, in justice. Outcome card. This is a no. Okay, they're not going to be able to move through it. This is the Tower card. What's hidden from our view, okay, is the Ace of Cups. This is the new starts. This is the new emotional starts. This has been a heavy burden to have carried. But rest assured, we've got things coming forward quite strongly and quite quickly. And what's really at the basis of this, I think whenever we see justice, whenever we have justice, the need for justice or the injustice at some point, and I've said this in my readings before, when we kick ourselves up a bit higher spiritually away from the melee, what we have is the karmic card, the karmic wheel of fortune here, and it is spinning. The Tower, things coming forward quite strongly, and the wheel of fortune turning, the wheel of karma turning. What is hidden from us are the new starts. So I guess what I'm saying is that this reading is not going to sugarcoat it. Things are going to get quite rough, quite nasty, but rest assured the truth is coming out. The truth is coming out, and that is the foundation of the reading, and the outcome is the Tower. Okay, when I asked, will they be able to spin their way through this? No. All right, I'm going to leave that there, and as I said, sorry about the light, but gosh, as long as you can see, as long as you can sort of make me out. But look, I will read tomorrow during the day. As soon as the Mueller report comes out, I'll get on and we'll read and we'll, analyse things. I guess the counsel that I will bring forward here is try not to listen, unless you want to do unless you're approaching it from an analytical point of view, try not to listen too much to the spin. Go for the trusted news channels and news media that you generally follow for your analysis. The MSN BCs, the Rachel Maddows, etc. Go with those type of people for your analysis. And just remember, at the end of the day, you can't hold back the truth. At the end of the day, you cannot hold back the truth. Okay, I'll leave it there, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you very much, viewers.